Islamic Jihad members, the IDF published. Meanwhile, the World Health Organization (WHO) has urged China to share data to help understand the origins of COVID-19 5 years from the start of the pandemic in the Chinese city of Wuhan. While much of the world has moved on from the pandemic, lockdowns and restrictions, many questions remain about the source of a virus that killed at least 7 million people, crippled healthcare systems, and upended the global economy. Many experts say China's opacity has made finding answers to the pandemic's origins harder. China's foreign ministry defended the country's handling of COVID-19 data at a regular news conference today. How the pandemic started has been a subject of intense scientific scrutiny as well as heated political debate, with opinions divided primarily over whether it originated from a natural animal spillover or a lab leak. Back home in Nigeria, the military high command has described the notorious bandit and terrorist leader Bello Turji as a dead man walking. The director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, stated these while briefing journalists on the operations of the military in the year 2024 in Abuja. Major Buba said it was important to realize that terrorists exist for the sake of war and must be destroyed for the sake of peace. He said the troops had sustained pressure on the terrorist enclaves, hideouts and strongholds as an incentive to speedily defeat the terrorists and hastily end the war. He said the military would not hesitate to defend the country from terror attacks with overwhelming military force to continue to deliver tangible benefits for all Nigerians. He also noted that several terrorist leaders, combatants and their families had surrendered as a result of the intensity of troops' operations. The Senate President and Chairman of the 10th National Assembly, Senator Akpabio, has said the country was on life support as at the time President Bola Tinubu assumed office in May 2023. Speaking at his 2024 constituency briefing and empowerment program held at the Ikot Ekpene Township Stadium, Akpabio, who represents Akwa Ibom Northwest Senatorial District, called on Nigerians, particularly the people of Akwa Ibom State, to continue supporting President Tinubu as he works to address Nigeria's economic challenges. His stance comes following ongoing major reforms such as introduction of the tax bills, removal of fuel subsidies, the floating of the naira, and others introduced by the president. In a recent interview, the opposition All Progressives Congress (APC) in Rivers State has accused the governor Sim Fubara of perpetrating an illegality. The governor on Monday presented an 1.18 trillion naira budgetary estimate for 2025 to the factional House of Assembly comprising 3 lawmakers. The development was a repeat of last year's actions, while Governor Fubara, who shunned the 27-member factional assembly loyal to his predecessor, Nyesom Wike. The Rivers State House of Assembly became factionalized in October 2023 following a breakdown in the relationship between Fubara and Wike. Since then, Fubara had tagged the 27 lawmakers led by the Speaker Martin Amewule as illegitimate, insisting he would have nothing to do with them. On Monday, he presented the 1.18 trillion naira 2025 budget to the 3-man factional assembly led by the Speaker Victor Okojumbo. In his address, Governor Fubara said the budget, christened the budget of inclusive growth and development, would be implemented to achieve sustainable economic growth, accelerate development, and improve the living standards of residents. The indigenous people of Biafra IPOB has assured Igbo people living in the diaspora of their safety and protection if they return home for the Christmas and New Year festivities. In a statement by its Media and Publicity Secretary, Comrade Imar Powerful, IPOB pledged that operatives of the Eastern Security Network (ESN) would ensure a peaceful and secure atmosphere throughout the festive season. IPOB emphasized the importance of peace and security in the Southeast, describing it as a strategic economic hub in Africa. The group has consistently accused the Nigerian government of exacerbating insecurity in the region through the overwhelming presence of military and police checkpoints, which they claim frustrate motorists and travelers. IPOB urged all Southeasterners just returning for the Yuletide season from other parts of Nigeria.
Thank you for having me. You know, when evil is in a place, it is not easy to curb that evil. What we know very, very well is the Igbos doesn't kill themselves. Because of the thing that has happened in the land, you see a lot of people that have soil their hand in evil. They want to prove a point that they are still on ground. So for everybody that is coming, they know exactly that Igbos doesn't kill themselves. IPOB will not
Is
stand
that
to
so?
kill.
The people who are members of IPOB, but they're not Southeasterners, these are non-gunmen that go ahead to wreak havoc in different parts of the East. Are you saying that they are not Southeasterners?
Yes, some of them might not be. Some might be because of they want to prove a point.
Well, that is mere speculation. When you look at it, the IPOB was formed by Southeasterners. One would expect that most of their members would be Southeasterners.
If you look at it very, very well, a lot of people have joined these criminal gangs to make sure that there is no peace. A gang armed men in Southeast. So that is why we cannot lay hand and say IPOB cannot do it or they can do it. But with what they have said, they can still do it because they have many of them know themselves in what they are doing. They will still do what they have said, that they will protect what they are doing. They will still do what they have said, that they will protect those that are coming from abroad.
They will still do it. How do you expect them to do it? Using a security outfit that is not sanctioned by the governors of the region?
Which I have said, if they want to do it, if the problem we're having there is the governors are not in unity. If the governors know things or whatsoever they want to prove on, if they want to do it, they will do it because how can a gunman leave this town and enter another town? It's not possible. They know their security boys, they know what to do, and they will do it and get all those people arrested or get them down. But because of their political or what they have in mind, they will not want to do it. But I'm assuring you that if they want to do it, they will do it, and that place will be peaceful.
All right. I want to move on in this conversation and talk about the president of the Senate, and that is Godswill Akpabio, saying that Nigeria was on life support when President Tinubu assumed office. That is when President Tinubu took over from former President Muhammadu Buhari. But when you look at it, the president of the Senate has been a member of the APC for a while now, and he even contested in the primaries, but did step down for President Tinubu. I think it was in 2022. So when he's saying that Nigeria was on life support under Buhari, was he not part of a party that was in power at that moment? Is this finally an admittance of failure on the part of the former president?
You see, for me, the way I think, Godswill Akpabio is just a hypocrite because all of them were there shouting, yay.
The president of the Senate is a hypocrite? Is it because he's calling out his own party member by saying that he put Nigeria...
They were sitting down, passing whatsoever former President Buhari was bringing, and all of them were getting their cuts in it. They were sharing it, and they were happy then. None of them could stand up and tell him that this thing you are doing is not good. The person that said what Buhari was doing was not good, they suspended him because of the little gain they feel they are gaining. Now that he has left there, they now begin to tell everybody that Nigeria is in life support. Were there not the people that were signing it? All of them were there shouting and signing. What even former Senate president said anything that Buhari brings, they will sign it. They don't want to embarrass him. They want to, whatsoever he's doing is good. Stand up and tell him, no, what you're doing is not good. All of them
more chaos. So it seems that this is someone who, the fact that he hasn't been caught or he's not in custody gives him more mind, more brazenness to carry out his nefarious acts.
Well, the way I'm seeing it is because Bello maybe has stepped in some of their shoes. If we begin to separate,
does he need to step on any shoes? The fact that he is killing people in the north, is that not enough reason? This is terrorism we're talking about.
Bello has been killing all along. Bello, the truth.
Based on what facts? Based on what facts and what indices are you saying that is the truth? Because if you want to say so, just are grave allegations when you say that he is being supported by people in the rank and file, highest rank and file of the military. Because what reason would they have to do that? This is someone who wreaks havoc on communities. Innocent Nigerians.
It has been happening. We have seen here in Nigeria when
innocent Nigerians.
It has been happening. We have seen here in Nigeria when Goodluck Jonathan was on the throne, and when they do their meeting, before you know, the bandits were here. So how did they manage manage to be hearing it? How do those bandits hear it? Some of them are inside the government and they are protecting them. That is just the problem.
What you mean is that they have sympathizers.
If normally to pick him, no matter.
You recall when Kachala Halilu, and I think it was Halilu Sububu as well, they've all been taken out. These are terrorist leaders in their own right who have been holding communities hostage, right? So is Bello Turji not even taking much more steps to protect himself and going deeper into the bushes so that he's not found, rather than saying that the Nigerian military is not doing the job that they ought to do in protecting Nigerians from these terrorists?
You see, the truth behind it is there was a time this one kidnapper that was, I think Akilo is his name, they caught him. The people that came from Abuja, IG monitoring team that came from Abuja, they caught him. Is the same military that shoot those people dead. And till now, we have not heard anything about it. The colonel that did that thing, where is him if they are not protecting some of these bandits? Where is that colonel? So we did not hear anything about it. Those people that were killed, those policemen that were killed, all of them have just gone like that. So how can you convince me that they are not protecting Bello? If they want to get Bello, they will get him. If they are serious to get him, they will get him. That is just the truth. No matter where he is, they will get him.
Is this really a matter of seriousness, Elder Manford?
It's a matter of seriousness. It's a matter of seriousness. If those that are protecting him, telling him whatsoever to do, if Bello could come and say former governor was part of them, he was giving us this and giving us that, and the governor is still on the seat, he's still sitting down in Asoro. You don't know exactly that those loopholes can still continue. They will continue. Let me want to get Bello. They will get him anywhere he is. Some of those top men that are protecting him, by the time they get one or two of them, if Bello have not stepped to their toes, they will get him anywhere he is. We trust our military because they are one of the best military on earth. They are one of the best. But because of the saboteurs that are in the system, so those ones will be giving him information when the people will come. Is there in Nigeria that we saw some of the military men were ambushed and killed them? How did it happen? Is there in Nigeria that our APC was collected by Bello? Who can tell you that they are not protecting it? How could they go and pick that APC?
The armored personnel carrier.
How did Bello get to that APC and run on top of it?
And before this has happened before, and it caused a lot of issues in River State. Would we be seeing an end to the River State issue anytime soon?
The problem we're having there, the way I see it, is INEC. If it's in another state, if INEC is not backing Wike, at least 1 year is enough for INEC to go and hold an election in that place.
To replace the lawmakers?
Those three men are the legitimate ones. Everybody knew in River State. If there are three, really there are one. They should allow Fubara to do his thing, because if it's Wike cannot even tolerate it till now. Wike will not tolerate anybody till now. We saw what he did to Amechi, former governor of River State. Amechi did not go to River State. So we are just playing to the gallery. Everybody knows exactly that what Wike is doing is wrong. How can you be holding a state hostage? It's hostage that he's doing. And he knows exactly that he cannot tolerate that thing he's doing to Fubara. So if he cannot tolerate it, why is he doing it to another person? Is River State Wike's portfolio, or his family, or his boss? So how come Wike want to hold a whole stage and hold their money at the same time? It doesn't work like that way in the eyes of the law.
So for over a year now,
are the one legitimate in River State. So Fubara should continue. Everybody is in support for what Fubara is doing. At the time, Wike will know exactly that he has failed, and he will go out from the system, because we thank God he did not become our president. If Wike become our president, that means we would have entered hell.
You really think so?
Entered hell.
For over a year now, the River State has had two factional assemblies, one led by Martin Amewule and another by Okojumbo. But of course, you do know that the governor identifies with that of Okojumbo, which he presented the budget to last year, and is doing the same again this year. Is this the reason why you're blaming INEC? Because even the PDP has called on INEC and said you need to conduct an election to replace these 27 lawmakers as they are no longer members of our party.
Everybody knows that those people have nowhere. They are not in APC. They are not in PDP. So why should we go and present budget to them? They are nowhere. In the
That's
eyes
Governor
of the law,
Fubara.
they have sworn affidavit that they are not in PDP again. The APC is pursuing them. The PDP is pursuing them. So they are not lawmakers in the eyes of the law. And that is the truth. So Fubara should do his thing, present his budget, and continue to run the state. He's doing well. Wike should know exactly that the game is over, and Wike should leave Fubara alone for the state to move forward. All those 27 lawmakers, were their eyes not open to know exactly that their time is over, they should know that their time is over. What are they looking for? You are dragging a team for over a year now, and he has not want to stop. So what do they want Fubara to do? He has begged him, he has kneeled down, he has talked as he was supposed to do. The man don't want. So we should leave Fubara alone and let Fubara continue his good work in River State.
Elder Manford, thank you so much for joining me on the World News at 6. I do appreciate your presence and your input. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You have been listening to the World News at 6 right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Just before we wrap up, we'll take a look at the top stories again. You heard that the WHO has urged China to share the origins of COVID-19 5 years after the pandemic. Military declares notorious terrorist Bello Turji a dead man walking. Akpabio claims Nigeria was on life support when Tinubu assumed office, and weakest camp protests as Fubara presents budget to 3-man assembly. And that is a wrap on the World News at 6. My name is Chioma Innocent. Good evening and thank you for listening.